What's going on, guys? Michael Chase here with my partner.
Jalen, J. Lou back again.
So we are here today to talk about college football, but specifically we're going to draft our dream or our best possible conference that we can come up with as far as any teams, whether they be Power 5, mid-majors. I mean, we can even throw in Division IIs if we want. I know Jalen's probably going to have a couple of those. So we're going to start things off, obviously, with our first annual coin flip. When's the last time I flipped a coin?
Called Tails.
So Jalen's got tails.
Tails never fails.
This is not about to flip right, watch.
We'll be all right. Oh, there you go. Oh, okay. All righty. Chase,
Tuck that in.
you're up on the board. What is your conference name that you have created?
In light of that, I took absolutely no time whatsoever to think about this conference name. I think we're just going to stick kind of with the, I guess you call it quote-unquote brand I've been going with the last few years, and call it the Chasing Dreams Conference. Anything's possible in my conference.
Okay.
So that's the name we're going to go with. How about you?
You know, I thought long and hard about this one.
I know you did.
Mine is going to be called Sometimes Uniqueness Overtakes Everything.
You went for like 75 syllables.
Okay, that doesn't matter.
All right, cool.
It's unique.
All right, we're going to just call it unique just for, the
Uniqueness.
purposes. What's my strategy going to be for picking my conference? Well, one, I got to make some money so I can continue to keep my teams in my conference, among other things. So I definitely going to have to pick a few teams that are going to bring in the dollars, whether they, it's warranted or not, I guess you could say. You want a couple big names, but it's going to try to throw a couple of interesting matchups. Let's just put that in there. Things that people maybe don't get to see, maybe. That's kind of what I'm going with for my conference.
That's cool and all. I mean, you think too much into it business-wise, but our conference is all about fun. So that's what it's all gonna be about. We're gonna have the best-looking products, the best-looking jerseys, best-looking fields. So we're just gonna. You look nice, you play nice, Mike.
So Oregon.
I don't know.
All right, it's Oregon, y'all. I'm just gonna put that out right now. That's one of his picks. Now that we know each other's strategies, I guess now if I'm allowed to do it, we can go right in and with first pick for my conference. I guess I gotta go with, start off hot and gotta go with Georgia, one of the more successful college football programs in recent history over the last basically half decade. So I know it's not the sexy pick or the pick I think everyone was hoping for, but we're going with the Bulldogs.
I'm gonna go with actually who you took. Oregon. You called it. So congrats. Maybe you'll get a prize after. Which you obviously should know. Oregon's kind of been ever since like the 2010s, Chip Kelly era, college football. Jerseys. The field is beautiful. Stadium's nice. Good city.
So you're going with we want to look
The
sexy
aura,
out there
the
on
aesthetics.
the field. Oh, see, the moment you said or already knows your conference
The
is
aura, the
fried.
aesthetics. Nah, never fried.
Fried. All right, second pick. I know I talked about I want to bring eyeballs, and certainly this team is going to bring eyeballs whether people think they deserve it or not. I got to bring in the big name. I got to go with Colorado.
That's a good one.
Coach Prime, Shedeur. For my plan, they fit right into the plan, whether they're going to provide me the best football games to watch based on especially the fact that they're going to have to play Georgia now once, if not twice a year. Entertainment's going to be there, so I think I'm 2 for 2.
That's a good one. That actually didn't go on my list. I should have picked them first. I knew what kind of guy you are. But second pick, I'm taking the Trojans out of USC, staying on the West Coast. Lincoln Riley got a good program. They just had Bronny and Caleb Williams first pick. The school was jumping this past year. Everybody was on campus. Jerseys are fire. Got Juju Watkins, the next NBA in women's basketball. Who knows? Gotta take USC as my second team.
I love you put so much effort into giving that explanation while bringing up a sport that has nothing to do with our conference of football and basketball.
What you mean?
I mean, Bronny. I mean, USC, that's a good pick. Again, I guess it kind of fits your narrative. Another very stylish program in terms of their uniforms, very iconic. So
Thank you.
Props to you. All right, number 3. This is where I'm going to get a little wild here, and I'm going to go with Coastal Carolina.
That was on my list, one of them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Now, even though technically in some way you could say it's the question of are they a mid-major school or not? I mean, they've been one of the more successful, if you want to still consider them a mid-major program in college football for a while. They produced some pretty good NFL players. I mean, it's a pretty good tight end in Baltimore that came out of there, so I think that's a good place to start. So we're going to go with Coastal Carolina. I think that could be a very interesting matchup. People always want to see what those type of schools do against, quote-unquote, the big dogs on campus. So now we're going to get a chance to see in my conference.
Now, that's funny you brought up Coastal Carolina. You know, they have a nice teal blue going down there, so that would have been perfect on my conference, but it's okay.
I told you I knew your list.
You can have them, because I got a better team with a better blue field, and I'm picking Boise State. Yes, sir, going all royal blue field. How you feel about that field, honestly?
You're going with the fighting Kellen Moores?
Boise State, you know, not the strongest program in terms of football, basketball, but, you know, we can build it up over time. They already got the aesthetics, so.
For the way you're building your college, they are a perfect pick because they stand out all alone
It's
among
like a sore
themselves.
thumb.
You're not going to miss them when they're on TV. Let's put it that
Not
way.
at all.
Still, I'm just going to say right now, my conference is cooking your conference off the strength of the first two.
No, they're not.
Look, man, there's no Bo Nix. There's no more Caleb Williams. Basically, now we're halfway through, J. Lou, so let me get that. What do you kind of feel like, and what are you now looking forward to as we go through the second half of our list, get these Final Four teams?
Got some sweepers that you probably don't got. I may look to throw in one rival team, you know, just so there's something brewing there on top of the aesthetics.
I really like the first three teams I got. I think we got some good storylines immediately off the bat from a football standpoint. And again, they fit my business model because I'm thinking real big business around here.
Coastal Carolina in there.
Yeah, man. Look, all you need to do to have your entire conference in a bowl game, anyways, is win 6 games. They can win 6. I don't know if Boise State can win 6, but my boys can win 6. Number 4. Now, actually, this is the part where I'm actually going to have to start thinking about this. I'm going to go with Florida State.
Okay.
I think Florida State kind of fits right perfectly along in that realm where they're like really good, but if they do, quote unquote, in my conference, have that fall off type of year, it's not going to be one where, you know, I'm ready to kick them out the conference. Good quarterback program, recruits a lot of really good players. Going with Florida State as my 4th pick.
I think I'm going to stick over on the east side with you. You know, I got 3 West Coast teams. Let's jump over east. I am going to pick LSU down Baton Rouge, as we call it. A lot of history with them. Got Shaq, Joe Burrow, you know, Odell, Justin, Jettis, Jamar. I mean, like,
Angel
you can name
Reese.
Angel Reese. And you don't even got to talk about aesthetics. Have you seen the football field? Got the tiger in the middle, purple and gold. It's a national recognized school. It's like top 5, honestly, to me, in terms of like jersey. So.
Well, I'll put it this way. That's the first team that you've picked that I'm legitimately worried about in terms of an actual like matchup standpoint. Them boys are tough. So I'll give you that.
You should worry about the first 2.
Nah, I think we'd be straight. They don't play no defense out there on the West Coast. All right, number 5. I'm kind of caught between 2 teams, Jalen, number 5, and I'm caught between one which some people think is an obvious pick. They're the superpower of the entirety of college football, I guess you could say. So I think, you know what?
I mean, you know, Deion Sanders don't like waiting, so.
All right, since Deion's rushing me, we're going to go with Alabama. Everyone wants to see Colorado versus Alabama.
Ooh.
You get that Alabama-Georgia rivalry. Now everyone gets to see, even though Deion said that they wasn't ready for it just yet at Jack State. Now we're going to get to see coach a team against Alabama. Now, there's no Nick Saban. I understand that. But it's still Alabama at the end of the day, so why not?
I got a school. This school is going to match that Florida State. I'm going to take the Gators in Florida. They're also blue collar school, you know, blue jerseys as well, blue and orange down there. Their history, I mean, they had Tim Tebow running. I like them in this conference. I think they match up well.
I feel like as soon as I said Florida State, you kind of either you already have or you kind of
easy, yeah.
You kind of shifted that you were going to go ahead and pick University of Florida just to get that.
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
see, you already thinking that deeply. Last 2 guys, we're down to the last 2. Number 6, well, I guess since I was debating them earlier, I'm going to go ahead and take University of Texas. And I was thinking about them versus Alabama, but now I get to take both of them. My boy JJ out there, he always complains about why do people think Quinn Ewers is that good of a quarterback. Well, now we're going to find out because now he's going to get to see the big boys in my conference and guess your conference too. I mean, we might mop the floor with half of it, but University of Texas, number 6.
I actually like that pick, though, not
I know you do.
Longhorns. This is more of my favorite, one of my favorite schools growing up. It's actually, dang, that's a lot of blue. But I'm going with
That's
the
your favorite
University
color?
of, it is actually.
I figured.
Shout out blue. I'm going with the University of Kentucky, actually.
Ooh.
Obviously has a lot of talent from the basketball side. They just had your boy come out of there, Tennessee Titans quarterback.
Will Levis?
One of my fan favorites. I just had to put Kentucky in there in my 6th spot.
Now, I will mention whether Will Levis gets the starting job by choice or by default, remains up for debate. But yeah, he's out there in Tennessee. But Kentucky, they've been on a nice upward trend with the football recently. So, all right, now we're down, Jalen, to the last pick.
picks.
You got an idea who you got for your last pick? Because I don't have any idea. I might just wing this.
I think I gotta go with a team that's a sleeper. That's probably a lot of teams wouldn't have in their conference.
If you get up here and say some nonsense like I'm going Ohio State, I'm gonna be upset.
They were a thought.
Because I feel like you build this up to give us some real basic answer. I'm gonna go way off the grid here, and this is just gonna be a fun pick. I'm going to go with North Dakota State as my last pick. Yes, this is a fun thing. Yes, I know North Dakota, people are like, why? They're an FCS school, not an FBS school. And I think it's going to be a real interesting competition with them going up against, obviously some of the big boys from the FBS. I mean, I got Georgia and Alabama right off the top. I guess some people may say they're going to carry my conference, Jalen. But look, they've dominated their conference for really the last half decade, if not more. So I think that's a fun, creative pick. And who knows, we get to see how those boys do out there in their colorful field.
North Dakota.
Other than that, maybe I'm just being the nice guy and I'm giving some of your clubs a free dub.
I can't even name a person out of North Dakota.
Carson Wentz.
Carson who?
See, I'm not even an Eagles fan, but don't do it like that.
Oh, man. Carson Wentz. I could, with my last pick, I could choose a powerhouse like Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan. Off the list.
You just convinced me to go with that wild take because I'm trying to make sure I hold you to your set criteria that you were going to give us a bit of an interesting one.
Yeah, for sure.
Although I will say I might have gone off a little bigger, but I'm confident.
Okay, well, the last school is Eastern Washington.
I knew it.
Their field, if you haven't seen it, definitely do your research on it because they have a red field. I think that kind of just tops off all the aesthetics right there. Obviously, they can't really compete with the higher schools, but they can be matched up with Boise State in our little conference that we have.
That's right around their
right around
their
talent gap right there.
All right, guys, so let's go back through our list one more time just so you know before you start voting about whose conference is better, that you know who is in our conference. So, starting with the guy who went first, obviously, Jalen, it's only right. The Chasing Dreams Conference, we have Georgia, Colorado, Coastal Carolina, Florida State, Alabama, University of Texas, and North Dakota. Get all your jokes out now while you can, because my conference is coming for it all.
That's a cool little conference you built, but obviously sometimes uniqueness, just keep it short.
Please keep your name short.
Okay, whatever. At 1, I picked Oregon, obviously. Probably the most unique uniforms, jerseys,
Got
whatever,
that Nike
fields.
back. Got that Nike back.
Courts, yeah. And I went with USC at 2, Boise State, LSU fell to 4, took University of Florida at 5, and at 6 and 7, I finished it off with Kentucky and Eastern Washington.
How confident are you truly in your conference and the level of success that you think you could have against mine? Any matchups
Very
that
confident.
I'll see.
If we had to go school for school, my school probably wins 4-3. The only one I give you is maybe Georgia over Oregon and Texas over Kentucky. Maybe, just maybe Colorado over USC.
You don't think Alabama's beating Florida?
Not no more. Not without Saban.
I think my conference is about to be taken off to the roof. That's why we're chasing dreams all the way to the top. So that's why.
You have a lot of dream chasers over there. I'll tell you that.
I got a lot of success in my conference. You got a lot of what ifs in your conference. What if Oregon could ever win anything? What if Boise State would ever change the color of their field? Would they start winning? There's a lot of what ifs.
That's
a lot of what ifs on your
shots
team.
over there, but like I said when I started, you look good, you play good. And our jerseys definitely overwhelm all your jerseys over there, except for maybe Colorado.
Well, you pick for style. I pick for substance. That's where I'm leaving it. Hey, it's just me. As we found out, we got our 7 teams. Our conferences are done. Now we're gonna ask you guys in the comments below just which team do you think, or which conference do you think is the better one? And then if you want to even get more creative, which team do you think between these two conferences is going to dominate across the entirety of both? Let us know in the comments
Who you
below.
rocking with chasing dreams or uniqueness? Keep it short.
We're gonna cut it right there. Thanks for watching, guys.